Hey guys, what's going on? Darrell Addison, Torpedopot.com. Darrell Addison, Torpedopot.com. We make self-growing planters. All you do is put your seeds or your plants in that planter, and it grows your fruit for you. That's why we have this fantastic beet here. Isn't it gorgeous? I just went and picked it from my torpedo pot. I get them this big, and I love them. They're delicious. They're all natural too. Look at the root system in that. They're beautiful. Stunning. It's real food. Food that's grown in the torpedo pot. With the planter, all you do is put your plants and your seeds in, and your beets will look just like this. And you'll get lots of them. So much so that you'll be able to can them and use them for so many different other purposes. It's a beautiful root system, beautiful root system. All right, so we didn't come to talk about the beet today. I've got a lot of collard greens I have to pick, and I don't feel like picking them. I feel kind of lazy. All right, so this is my winter garden. This is my fall winter garden, where I come outside and I build my garden the way I want to. Something that is within my means and what I can do. I don't feel rushed. When I want to harvest my greens, I harvest my greens. When I want to harvest my beets, I harvest my beets. I choose what I want to do and when I want to do it. That's the good thing about healthy eating. You have total control over your lifestyle, total control over your nutrition and your food, using torpedo pots. These little planters have such a ripple effect by providing healthy, clean food for you that it impacts your life and changes you like you've never been changed before. It's called torpedo pot. The world's first self-growing planter. You never water, you never feed. You just put your plants or your seed in this planter. It grows your food for you. Come on, I'm ready to harvest some more. You ready? Let's go. So, it's a natural environment. I like natural environments. I like to feel close to nature. You know, I like being close to nature, especially when your food's not contaminated. You know that the right microbes are doing the right thing at the right times because it's a balance. It's been doing it for thousands and millions of years. And so they work together. And that's what they work together to grow my collard greens. These are torpedo pots. These are self-growing planters. You never water, you never feed, you only supplement the soil. And you'd be surprised what the soil wants to do for you. It wants to do a lot of things. I would. I'd grow food. So, I didn't come out today to do a lot of talking. I came out today because, well, I want some collard greens. But I have to pick them. Because the more collards you pick, the faster they grow. And if you don't pick them, they won't grow. And I want my collards to grow. But in fact, I've got so many of them, I have to pick a lot of collards. And I don't feel like picking a lot of collards. So today I'm coming out just to thin them out. And maybe take them and store them for some reason. Let me see how to do this. Hey guys, these are torpedo pots. These are self-growing planters. And what they do is that they grow your food, your beets, and your collards with no human intervention. All you do is put your plants or your seeds in that planter, and you'll have food for the rest of your life. Now, the reason why I cut off all the leaves is because they're still growing. We've got sprouts in the middle of each of them. And the root system is so deep embedded in that planter, they'll be there for a long, long time. Very healthy, strong collards. They'll get thick and strong necks on them too. So yeah, they'll grow as long as we want them to grow. It's called torpedo pot. The world's first self-growing planter that grows your food with no human intervention. All you do is put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and you'll have food for the rest of your life. What's the problem? I've got enough food to last me as long as I want. I don't have a problem with food. Torpedo pot grows my food for me. I'm living good. I'm good. Isn't that great? One beet I just picked out of there, you guys. Looks good. I'm so excited. I think this has been there for over a year and a half now, and we just let it stay aside of it. The last one, we ate them all up, and it's pretty good. All right, so this is what goes on in your torpedo pot. You grow. Now I should have cut that completely down, but it doesn't make a difference. I got so much anyhow. But I need to really harvest some more, so I'm going to continue to harvest. Is that okay? Because I don't know the next time I'm going to be out here. Is that okay? Let me check and make sure. Well, one of the problems about growing a lot of food is that you have to store it. And unfortunately, I don't have places to store it, so I have to chop it down and put it in the freezer and let it hold. Now, the reason why I love torpedo pot is because it grows your greens for you. And it grows lots and lots of greens. And they look pretty. Don't they look gorgeous? They're beautiful. These collard greens growing in a torpedo pot. See, all I did was take my seed. In this case, I took seedlings from my grower. I brought 40 plants for $13. 40 plants. Put them in a torpedo pot, and I'll let you know. We're looking between, we have about 5 planters that are growing, maybe about 40 pounds of greens total. This is what they look like. You put your seeds in this planter, you put your plants in this planter. In this case, you put our plants in these 5 planters, and it grew our food for us. We don't have a problem with food ever again in our lives. And we eat well. We eat healthy. This is what we do. All right. So thank you so much. And I just want to let you guys know what you can do with your torpedo pots. Now, I want to share with you a concept, an idea, a proposal on gardening that I want you to consider. Consider very well. And that is, let's get one up right here. In your food when you get it. See, the difference between the food that's grown in a torpedo pot and what you're getting in the supermarket is because, well, the torpedo pot uses the environment. It wants your food outside. We just want you to grow the right food in the right locations at the right temperatures and everything else so that you'll always have food. And then you can be exotic and do whatever you want to do. But when you're growing food in an environment that is natural to the plant, natural to its natural behavior, its characteristics that have developed it, then it's hard to, to put it in an environment which it doesn't do it. You want to put it in a natural environment. And so when you put your plants in a torpedo pot, it helps the plant to develop itself within the environment that it's in. And what it means is that sometimes in the collard greens, you'll see a little fungus on the top of it. And you have to ask yourself this: how clinical do you want your food? We see the white fungus or bacteria coating that's over the plant itself. But we have to ask ourselves, how natural do you want to go with your food? We're not talking about decay here. We're talking about systems that are feeding on other systems that may bring some type of taste or beauty or distinction to your plants. We're not really sure yet. We're not sure what we're killing and what we're destroying. So I'm saying that when you bring your food in, always wash it, always clean your plants. All right, always. But try to understand the changes that your plant is going through. And that's what Torpedopot does. It isolates it so you can better understand the problems and issues associated with your plants from a scientific perspective. So sometimes when you see colors like white on your plants, and you know, and it's been studied that it doesn't affect you, then you have to look at that it may be part of that growing process. Because sometimes we'll see it when a plant is stressed. Sometimes we don't see it when it's not stressed. And then when it rains, it just washes off and looks so clear and beautiful. And then so we don't know exactly what's going on, but I do know that if we have the research to determine that the environment that we're using to grow our plants in and the changes that they go through to provide food for us in flavor and taste, does it impact us negatively, like even cheese or whatever, the process it goes through, and then I think we should understand and take part of that environment. And sometimes we do it all the time. We eat fungus. We eat different foods all the time. It's just in different forms. But you need to understand the environment and find out what's creating what's feeding on what at the top of the environment. Is it good? How long does it last? Does it have any toxicities associated with it? And try so we can understand the science behind the growth. Torpedopot grows your food. It grows lots and lots of food. You won't have proper food ever again in your life. Just put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and you're going to eat for the rest of your life. Now, I would love to show you the root system of one of these plants. I would love to show you that. But let me see if I can pull one out. Now, this is so deep, okay? This is not... Okay, this is it. This is what it looks like. That collard green is looking like this. Look how tender that is. Look how tender and beautiful that is. Guys, these are Torpedopots. These are self-growing planters. And all you do is put your seeds and your plants in that planter and it grows your food for you. See that what's growing in the middle there? Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? It's coming up, isn't it? It sure is. Wow. And it's growing what? Well, all of you are scared of the cold. My food is still growing. It's doing a great job and it's growing so healthy. And it smells so green. It smells so good. It smells so fresh. No decay in that. There's no decay. That's perfect food, dude. You won't see perfect food like that again in your life. That's perfect food, growing in a Torpedopot. Now remember, you're looking at perfect food. Perfect food. Who can beat that? Torpedopot, self-growing planter, grows your food for you. All you do is put your seeds and your plants in that planter, and you have food, perfect food. Now remember now, let's say those leaves that we talked about earlier, and we saw a little bit of fungus on top of those leaves. Based upon those leaves, the plant is not dying. The plant is so darn healthy. It's so good. So what's happening with the leaves is some interaction, either fungus or bacteria, that's moving in that environment, okay? And it's feeding on your plants. And so we don't know exactly what's taking place all of the time, but we know that in order for systems to form, there has to be food. And you'll have no life where there's no food. And so it's beautiful. So now, all I have to do, in order to put your plants back into the Torpedopot, I don't have to worry about this dying. I'm not worried about this dying. This won't die. Hopefully it'll reconnect itself, but it won't die. Why? Because it already has that biotic. It's already being fed. Look at that nutritious root system. Isn't that amazing? That's an amazing root system. Oh my gosh, look at that. So it's being fed. It doesn't have to travel far, okay? It doesn't have to get tough and hard. I don't have that. This is tender. This is tender. You can't eat it. Torpedopot grows tender food. You never water, you never feed. You put your seeds and your plants in this planter and they'll grow your food tender just like you see right here. All of the time. My collards are always tender, dude. I don't have a problem with collards. So anyhow, I gotta close this out. Now, in order to have this reconnect in a Torpedopot, if you pull the plant out, and you know that plant is acclimated to that environment, and the biotics are working pretty good, and you can see it growing and looking actually beautiful, all you do is take it and you plug it back in. You turn that knob on the planter, you plug it up in the behind, and it starts growing your collard greens all over again. So you continually have food. Continually have food. All right, so I'm going to take this and plug it back in. I didn't put my gloves on, so, but I'm going to try to plug it back in anyway. Okay, I'm done. Now I'm going to carry these in. I'm going to cut them up. I might weigh them out, but I hope you enjoyed yourself. Talk to you guys later. All right, bye-bye.